Hi folks, this is Rose from In Rose's Garden, and today we are going to make two pair of earrings using beads from our SoftFlex Design Challenge Kit, Turtle Love. We got this set, which is going to be blue, and this set, which is going to be green. Well, green and gold, blue and silver. So let's turn down and I'll show you what I'm going to do. With the green set, I don't have to do anything else. I have everything I need right here. With the blue set, I am going to paint these shells blue, and then I'll rough them up a little bit to take the excess color out. But right now, let's start with our green set. I'm going to use those cute little come on out of there. I'm going to use those cute little seahorses. And then what we're going to do from there, we're going to hook it on the bottom of this. Then we'll have one of our little bicones, a small daisy spacer, one of these large rope spacers, big green, rope spacer, small daisy spacer, one bicone, two daisy spacers, second bicone, and then it'll hook up to this ear wire. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to make this piece of wire into an eye pin. Now it's a very, very simple thing to do. Just take your round nose pliers, or in my case, bell making pliers. I do love to use my bell making pliers. Take the smallest one, wrap it around till it meets. Not quite there. I see a gap. So there we go. Then take your regular chain nose pliers, stick the tip into the plier right there at the loop where it bumps together, and give it a little twist. Now a lot of times when you do that, it opens up just a touch. So take your these pliers again, your step bell making pliers, and just refinish our loop. So there is now we have an eye pin. Very simple, very easy, and it works great. So now we'll open that eye pin up just like you would any eye pin. We'll put on our little seahorse, close it back up, make sure it's nice and closed, and then we'll start stringing our beads. Bicone, tiny daisy spacer, rope spacer, big bicone, rope spacer, daisy spacer, bicone, daisy, daisy, bicone. And there we go. It's all strung. So now, because I'm going to put it on to a lever back ear wire, which yes, I have tested to make sure that it's in good shape, we want to go so that our circles or our wrap will go this direction, the same direction as your loop down below. So we'll give it a bend. Now I'm going to do the exact same thing with this one. Now the eye pin was already made, so we don't have to make the eye pin. So just put this baby onto here. Close our eye pin back up. And now we'll feed on just like we did the other one with the little bicone. Oh, come on, stop being difficult, bicones. Small daisy, large rope, large bicone, large rope, one of the daisies, bicone, two daisies, bicone. Again, we want our loop to go the same direction as the other one was. So we want to bend a little bend right here. So there are the bases of these. Now we just have to wrap that up and put the ear wires in. Now I have done my bend so that my ear wires, I will put them directly on here. If you didn't want them directly on, you would need to do your bend the opposite way and use a small jump ring. So we'll click this down into here, wrap it around, bring her over, leaving a gap. Now see, there's not a lot of wire, so I did make a small bend. So do the same with this one. Up and over and around. Bring her over, leaving a gap. Now we'll feed our ear wire on. Now, because this has a definite front and back, because of the way our little seahorse is sitting, we need to pay attention to which side is the front and feed our ear wire in backwards, so that when it turns around this loop, it's going to be facing forward. So now that that's done, we will grab our pliers, push these wires together, take our second pair of pliers and wrap that up. And there is our first earring done. So now we'll do exactly the same thing over here. Take our ears, put our ear wire on, rolling it through backwards. Now see, I didn't roll it backwards, and see, we are backwards to this. So we need to take it back out, turn it around, oh, I still fed it backward, not the right way. Wow. There we go. So now we'll grab and take our other pair of pliers and wrap. Oop. I hate it when my pliers slip off, don't you? And they're just wanting to do it right and left now. So there is earring pair number 1 with the little seahorses. So we'll set these over to this side. We'll get out our blue set. Now my blue set, I'm going to want to paint the shells, and then I'm going to scuff them up a bit. So I actually probably should have done that before we started the green ones. It would have given it more time to dry, huh? But I'm going to get my silicone mat out here, push those up here. Now these already had eye pins that I had already had, so I didn't have to worry about making painting any new ones. Got my blue marker pen, so I'm just going to paint these guys. And you can see it makes it pretty dark, and that's why I'm going to scuff it up some, because I don't want them quite that dark. So we've got this side done on this one. And I'm going to do this side first on this one. Now this pin dries relatively quickly, but it doesn't dry instantly, so that's why I painted one and then I switched to the other. Now see, that's still wet, so we'll have to give it just a few. But while it's drying, I'm going to set it aside and I'm going to show you what I plan on doing with these beads. Look, now I got blue all over my hand. So we have some lever-back ear wires, and we have our beads. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the shell on the bottom, then one of these washer spacers, the teardrop washer spacer, and the bicone. And then the shell will hang down at the bottom down here. So that's what it's going to look like. Now I'm not going to hook these up right now because we have to open this bottom up, of course, to put our shell on, which we can't, I was going to say we can't do with this shell there. We can, but it's a little more difficult and it's just easier to do it before you get going here. So we will get these pieces over here. So as you can see, we're going to be just blues. That's why I called this one the blue set and this one the green set, because this is green beads, green little seahorse. So let's check our pieces again. We've let them sit for a wee while. And it's still a little wet, but I think I can flip it over and do the other side. So now you wouldn't have to paint both sides. I'm just doing so because in case they flip, it's nicer to have them all painted. Come on, flip, flip. I'm going to let these dry again for a while. And then we will take our sanding block and we'll scuff them up a little bit before we seal them. And that way they will not be entirely blue like this, but they will be closer. So let's set those aside again and let them dry. And we'll be back in a few moments. Okay, we're back to finishing these earrings. I have to say that I think I accidentally erased the part where I scuffed these up, but all I did is, you can see they're sort of scuffed up. And all I did was take my sanding block and scuffed them up. Now I sprayed these with my Krylon clear spray paint, which I used to seal these, so I don't want to scrape them up anymore. But now that that's done, we can open these eye pins and put on our shells, close them back up. Now these pins are feeling a little bit stiff, so I'm hoping they're not going to give me any problems. So then we'll have our shell on the bottom, our washer spacer, our teardrop, washer, spacer, bicone. Bing. So it'll look like so. And since we're going to put them on some stainless steel ear wires, we want them to bend to this way. So we're going to give that a bend. Now we'll get the other one and get it started. So, ooh, that didn't feel good. I think we may have a problem with this one. Yep. I don't know why it is that some of these break, but we do. So we'll just get a new one out, and hopefully it won't be one of the ones that break. Now you can make your own eye pins if they give you too many problems, like this one wants to give me problems. I don't know if this one's going to give me a problem though. This one feels all right. Take that back. Feels a little weak. I'm not sure if I'm going to trust it or not. Well, I'm pulling on it and it seems to be all right, so we'll give it the benefit of the doubt. So, shell, washer, spacer, teardrop, washer, spacer, and the bicone. Now we need them to turn this way, like I said, so we'll turn this over here. And now we're going to get our bell making pliers. And it doesn't matter which one you grab, either one is fine. Go up and in here, up and around and over. Bring her over, leaving a gap. So like so. Now we'll do the same on this one. Drive her into the corner there. Up and over and around. Bring her down. Bring her around. Leave a gap. Oh, I didn't leave a gap. And there we go. So now we'll want to feed these in backwards. Go. That one's in. Hold it. Take your second pair of pliers and wrap this baby up. Trim it off. Tuck it in. There's number one. Now we just have to do the same over here. So pull them together, wrap them up. Oh, for cripe's sake, Rose. I just realized I didn't put the ear wire in, so we're going to have to... Well, I can see if I can back this out. I'm not sure if I can or not. Enough to make it work. Now let's see if I can feed this up into here, even though it's sort of wonky. And then we'll rewrap this, see if it will wrap without breaking. Okay. Now it slid down some, so I'm going to move it up. Trim it and tuck it in. Success. So there we go. There is our second pair of earrings. 1 and 2. The blue pair and the green pair. Now I will warn you that that backup that I did on the one was a surprise that it actually let me do it, because since the other one broke, I was afraid it would break when I backed it up and then rewound it, but it didn't, so we're good. So there we go, green and blue. So there are our green pair with the little seahorses. Aren't those cute? These are green and gold. And then we have our blue pair, blue and silver, with the shells. So I hope you enjoyed making these two pair of earrings with me. I used the beads from our SoftFlex design company, Turtle Love, to make both these pair, and I think they turned out lovely. I hope you enjoyed making them with me. This has been Rose from In Rose's Garden, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.